Hi everyone, this is Shamanic Awak Priestess here, take 3, and if it doesn't work out, we're not doing it. Okay, so instead of doing monthly favorites, which I find that, I'm going to be real with you guys, I get lost in the shuffle. There's so many people that do at the end of the month favorites and things like that. So instead of overwhelming you with a monthly favorite, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing mines in the middle of the month. So today's June 17th. So this is picking up from mid-May to mid-June of what my favorite things are, things that I'm working with and little updates and things like that. So that's what's going to be, this video is going to be focused on. I do want to make one disclaimer. I want to say happy Pride Month. And happy Juneteenth. June 19th is the anniversary of when slavery was abolished in the United States. So to all my Black and Indigenous people and people of color that had ancestors that were enslaved here in the United States, happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to all the Madama spirits and all the spirits and ancestors that were subjected to a very ugly time in history. So I want to say that. And I also want to say happy Pride Month. I did post a Pride Month flag on my channel, and I was very disappointed by some of the homophobic, transphobic, and pretty much discriminatory comments that I got. I did leave some of them up, and it upset a lot of people, so I decided to block about 3 people out of my channel. You know who you are. That's not what my channel is about. My channel literally is a channel to advertise my services, to connect with like-minded people. And my spirituality is pretty much the people that have supported me from day one. For those of you that don't know, I've been doing this professionally for about 7 to 8 years. 3 years on my own, and the majority on a psychic hotline. I cannot count how many times people from the LGBTQIA plus community, because I've worked with people from various parts of the world, were afraid to tell me the name of their partner if their partner was the same gender. I have seen how in the psychic hotline we had a community member. She was a transgender woman who was transitioning, and the amount of disgusting comments that this person got on their chat, people refusing to work with her, and just making fun of her. I was racially targeted on that website as well. So how can I, coming from a marginalized group, then go and discriminate against somebody coming from a marginalized group? We must remember that supremacist, white supremacist, Jim Crow, literally was built to separate Black, Indigenous, and people of color from fighting within our own communities, so that we could be so distracted with that we wouldn't be able to focus on the systematic racial system that this country was founded on. Because we must remember, the first Americans were Native Americans. This land was conquered by the colonizers. And this system has been set up to favor other people over the marginalized and minority people. But if brown, indigenous, and people of color actually united, we can make change. We can change and break cycles. And this is why they set up a system to divide and conquer. So when we go against people of the LGBTQIA plus community, we are going against marginalized people. Even if you religiously believe whatever it is that you believe, that's between you and whatever religion you're from. Because doesn't Christianity say, love thy neighbor? There is no greater love than giving up your life for a friend. Do unto others. So literally shaking your head and making the derogatory statements because I want to post a pride flag, because I am the proud mother of a bisexual daughter. I am the proud sister of a homosexual brother. And I will always stand with all marginalized people, because from day one when I worked in the psychic hotline, those were the people that invested in my services. When I did my website, black women, indigenous women, women of color, black men, indigenous men, people of color, and people from the LGBTQIA community, non-binary people, queer people, all these marginalized groups have always been my allies, my supporters, and have invested in my business. I'm not saying I don't have European people, but I'm going to be honest with you, they're not the majority of my clientele. And that's just being real. So I will always speak against any type of discrimination and prejudices. So if you're going to make comments like that, if I post pride flags or Black Lives Matters, I will block and delete you. Because the time of systematic racism, discrimination, and sexism is done and is not going to be allowed in my channel. It's not going to happen. Too many trans black people have been killed because of these prejudices. And people that claim to be religious say, well, that was God's judgment. Disgusting. Disgusting. People of color, black and indigenous people that are also part of the LGBTQIA community plus, have a double-edged sword, and sometimes a three-edged sword. Because now you're a person of, you're not a non-white person. You're part of another marginalized group that people discriminate and use religion to demonize. And some, because of discrimination, are impoverished. There are so many teenagers that are homeless because parents cannot accept that they have a transgender child or a lesbian child or a bisexual child or a homosexual child. That they throw their kids out in the streets and claim religion. So I will not stand for it on my channel. Too many lives are being lost because of prejudice and discrimination. And that needs to stop. That's no space here. You that are watching my video are safe here. This is a space for all races, all sexual orientations, and all genders. I stand for equality. That's my channel. Too many channels on YouTube are unsafe. This is a safe base. I hear and I see you too. So I just wanted to say that. Okay? So this is going to be a midpoint check-in, like I said before, the middle of May to the middle of June. I just find I resonate with it, and you're going to see the things that I've been working on outside of my Afro-Caribbean spirituality, which I tend to keep secret. So client workings and personal spell work and things that I'm doing for myself and my family, we're not talking about that today. We're just talking about things that I'm comfortable sharing that are not part of my close tradition that I could share, okay? So I've been working with the root chakra this month. Started at towards the ending of May and still working on it. And this is the card that I pull on my chakra altar, because I do have a chakra altar. And it's the action card, okay? It's all about movement and perseverance, discipline, and motivation. So I'm definitely working with that. I've been doing, so I recently purchased, I didn't do a haul for this, but oils for all 7 chakras, because I do a lot of chakra work. And yes, I create my own oils, but I wanted to buy oils this time. So, you know, supporting small businesses. So I bought this root chakra oil. It smells really, really good. And when I'm meditating and when I'm going to do a reading, I put it on my spiritual point where my root chakra is housed. And I anoint myself with that. I also like using for like spraying on my person or in my spiritual space and things like that. My Florida water, I always take this with me. I need to refill it. One of my clients recently gave me 3 bottles of Florida water. Sis, it is being used. Don't you worry about that. I've been using it. I use a lot of Florida water in my floor washes to clear up sacred space, for spraying around, putting it on my person, things like that. I've been lighting root chakra resin. Okay, so whenever I'm doing rituals and things like that, part of my purification, because I'm focusing on the root chakra right now, I burn that. And I also burn this when I'm doing root chakra meditations, and it's my root chakra incense, specifically for the root chakra. And I also been working, and I built a crystal grid as well for chakras. And while I'm doing that, I've been burning my root chakra candle. I light this every time I'm doing a root chakra meditation. Okay. I also got the 7 chakra holders, individual holders, as well. Again, supporting small businesses. And for overall healing, I constantly, on a weekly basis, light a 7-color candle just to reinforce the other chakras as well. And I create a crystal grid that's catered to the specific chakra that I'm working on at the moment. Crystals that I've been working since the middle of May till now, merlinite. And I use merlinite for dream work and dream retrieval and things like that. I've been working with various pieces of calcite for that grounding root chakra work. Working with clear quartz, working with various pieces of tourmaline, working with various pieces of smoky quartz, working with various pieces of bloodstone, working with various pieces of red jasper, and for meditation purposes, working a lot with my hematite and my fluorite angel. Okay, that fell. My fluorite angel, that's pretty much was like, don't mention me on the video, I'm gonna throw myself on the floor. That's pretty much has been raising the vibration of my crystals for the month, which I grab when I'm doing readings, when I'm going to meditate, and things like that. Okay, it just fell. My fluorite angel, sorry. All right, to raise the vibration. All right, we're gonna put this back because apparently the spirit in that crystal did not want to be on camera, so we're gonna move on. Okay. All right, and then like I said, the root chakra cologne, which is a roll-on, like I said, that I put on my root chakra point, and things like that. So that's my chakra work for this month. Meditations, crystal grids, lighting the 7-color candle, and things like that. Resin, incense, meditations, so on and so forth. So that's what I've been doing. I also been drinking hibiscus tea, beautiful red tea. It's been one of my favorite teas of the month, especially because I'm doing a lot of grounding work. I find this really good for psychic hits, intuition, things like that, and just overall woman, my moon cycle and stuff like that. When I'm been finishing up my readings, I listen to ASMR, relaxing ASMR, and things like that. And so I've been doing some chamomile tea. And things of that nature, just to get me to relax and get sleepy and go to sleep. Also, as far as candles, one of my clients got me this beautiful red strawberry candle that I have actually lit, and I've been lighting also when I'm doing meditations, because I just find this to be so like root chakra-y feeling. So I'm planning to work more with this candle. I love the scent of it. It smells fabulous. And so I've been having that on my altar as well when I'm not doing readings, just when I'm journaling, and things like that, just really working on that root chakra. They also got me a rose one. When I start working on the heart chakra again, I'm going to be lighting that one, because rose to me is heart chakra. So yes, I've been lighting this beautiful strawberry candle as well, and lighting purple votive candles when I'm doing my professional readings. I usually anoint it with crystal crystal pieces, incense, and the psychic oil that I made. And I love how this frosted candle holder looks when it's lit and things like that. Like, it's just amazing. I have a grid around that, and I love it because I have this beautiful big piece of amethyst that I got from my daughter. She didn't really use it, so I've since confiscated it and using it for myself. I have it on my reading altar, and I love the size of this. It's just, I love it. It's on my table when I do my readings and things like that, and it's like, it's surrounding the purple candle along with this beautiful clear quartz. So those are the crystals that are in my altar that I love, that I'm having out when I'm doing my readings and things of that nature. So those are my favorites of the month. As far as my professional practice, busy, 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 busy. So I work an 8-hour day. So I do 4 hours of readings in the morning and 4 hours of readings in the evening. And that's not counting the classes that I give, and that's not counting when I'm answering emails, obviously, or getting back to somebody, following up a spell and things like that. And that's not counting the rituals, when I'm in ritual, when I'm venerating the spirits at night, and when I'm doing spell work for you guys. Okay, so outside of that, I do work an 8-hour day doing tarot, psychic readings, specialized readings, and things like that. So it's been busy. I do anywhere from 8 to 12. Occasionally have done even 14 readings a day. Anywhere from 5 to 6 days a week. I do take occasionally every other Saturday off, or a day of the week off, and things like that. So depending. Day of the week will be because I have a doctor's appointment or something's going on in my personal life. Okay. So classes are starting this month. One of my classes, I did tell the students, that's why I said June, because, things can happen. So I told them, instead of this week, I'm going to start next week, because there's some things I want to, fine tune and things like that. And the students are perfectly fine with that. So I will be starting 3 classes this month, actually. So that's exciting. For those of you that have not gotten emails about the startup dates of the classes and things like that, please let me know. Email me, guys. Email me or message me on Skype, because it's important that you have my Skype information and that you also have the start dates, so that we can, when the lecture part of the classes happen, you have accessibility. And I need to know if you're getting the video links for the videos and things like that. So if you have not gotten a email talking about when the classes start this month, please contact me. Not in the comment section on the video. Email me or private message me on Skype, okay? All right. So yes, contact me for that. I've been doing a lot of shamanic healings in the month of May and June. A lot. They've been very emotional. They've been very beautiful, and so I've been doing that. And my shamanic healings, I said it in the previous video, it's a 2-part healing, because you have your diagnosis and then you have your actual healing session, and things like that. So I love those. Spell work. So I'm mostly going to start doing spell work for private clients. And what I mean by that is people, the best success that I get are people that have been clients of mine from the beginning, that do things like healings and psychic readings and specialized readings, people that have been working with me for a while, and then they like build that trust, and then we start doing, they want to do spell work and they want to manifest things. Those are the ones I have the most success with. People that don't know me from Adam and just reach out to me on email, and they just want to spell. A lot of them don't have realistic expectations. A lot of them don't have confidence in me because they don't know me, and they just want like a spell, but they haven't been a consistent client of mine. I haven't had as much success with them, only because some of them most, like half I will, but the other half I notice they only want to do, they don't even want to do a consultation. They just want the spell how they want it, that's it. So then I'll tell them I need to do a consultation. I'll do a consultation. They withhold a lot of information. They don't take advantage of the pre-consultation process by asking the questions. They'll pay the money and then they'll disappear. And then they'll be upset when they don't get results, but they don't do the prayers, they don't do the baths, they don't do the follow-up readings that I tell you from the first consultation. You need to do at least once a week check-in, or every other week check-in. So part of the spell work is also doing your follow-up readings to make sure you're doing what you need to do, what are the current energies, and how we can continue to manifest the things that we want, or how can we speed up the results, or how can we manipulate the results into making it what we want. These checkup readings are important. They're just as important as the spell itself. So if you're not willing to make that investment of time and energy and do the work, it is better that I don't work with you. So I'm pretty much reserving my magical spell work for people that I've already known, that I have a rapport with, that I've already been working with. If I do decide to take on new clients, be aware that I am booked up until August or September of this year, and I won't be able to start your work. And again, if you're looking just for a spell and not being communicative and not getting back to me and not willing to do the baths and the diagnosis and the things that are required for you to do and make the changes, the life changes. Work, spell work is not just setting intentions and asking spirits for help. You also have to do your physical part. You also have to be willing to make the changes. If you're not willing to do the work, it's a waste of my time, the spirit's time, and your money. So I'm very selective on who I perform spell work for. And lately, I've become even more selective because I really don't want to deal with the drama when you're not doing your part and then you get upset. So I'd rather just say no from the beginning. And I'm going to stay true to that. So I do spell work. Yes, I am a root worker, but I choose who I work with for that reason. I need to know that you are serious, okay? I may not be the right root worker for you because there'll be people that'll sell you a dream, but a lot of those people that just take on any client, they have a very low success rate because they're just taking any random person. I need someone who's going to be open to communications, who is going to be realistic, who is willing to make the monetary investment and the investment of time. So that's my spell work, okay? Available, but with limitations because I have to make sure that you are serious about manifesting certain outcomes. Okay, so that's the professional aspect. I've also been marching, and I've posted that on my video for Black Lives Matter. Also been working behind the scenes with other spiritual-minded people, clients of mine who are social justice warriors, and covering them with my magic, with spiritual work and the backing of other spiritually minded people, and also making monetary investments to people that are really trying to make social changes. Okay, so I've been doing monetary, physical. I might be marching this weekend again. Just activism and wanting to be the change and creating the change that I want to see in the world. I want to march so that my grandchildren don't have to march because my kids are already marching. So, you know, so that has what's been going on. I want to thank everybody for all the love and positive response that I got with the pretty much with the Are You an Ally of Marginalized People, for all the people of color, Black, Indigenous, people of color that have made videos, to all the allies, you know, to all my, you know, non-person of color, Black or Indigenous person. They've also made videos. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed the majority of them. And I just want to thank you guys so much for everything that you've done, for writing to the, you know, tarot creators and telling them that, you know, you want them to stand for Black Lives Matters and Indigenous people and people of color and marginalized groups and everything like that. I love seeing all these changes, these conversations that are going on that is uncomfortable, but it's happening. So I truly appreciate that. And with that being said, I've been doing a lot of purification work this month. So I've been lighting a lot of anil and canfol, and on a weekly basis, lighting up 7 colored candle to cover up the chakras outside of the root chakra. And again, lighting up this beautiful strawberry candle for chakra work that I received from a client. Also using my psychic oil and this beautiful protection 5 herb resin that I created myself for protection work and things like that. So my own little secret recipe that I've created. So that's what I've been doing with chakra work. That's what's going on in my business. And now I also want to show this recently acquired smudge kit that I got, and it's not sponsored. I'm gonna let myself focus because it's blurry. There we go. These bundles burn beautifully. I've burned one already and I'm still using it. This is loosely packaged, but it's actual sage that burns well, is sustainably gathered. I've been using the feather and the holder that it comes with, and I've been able to incorporate sage bundles again into my practice, which makes me completely happy. I'm hosting it in this beautiful box right now because there's a lot of unethical sellers and things like that that are not doing the best labor practices and earth friendly practices. So that company does claim to do that. So I'm happy to support them. And you can find the name of the company and the details on a recent video that I did showing you guys my little Amazon haul. Okay, so, well, let me see. I think I have the card. Because this even comes with a little booklet and everything else. Let me see if I still have their, I think I kept their business card. Sorry. Yes. They're jllocal.com. So let me. That's where I got the sage smudge kit from, which also comes with a bracelet that fits my plus size self, which I love, the one size fit all, because it actually fits me. So that's fun. Okay. But I'm trying to like put this stuff back. Oh, okay. I have all these things out here. Probably could have just paused the video, but you know, I have to do what I do. Anyway, so yeah. As far as decks, now we're gonna talk about decks and incense. So as far as incense, my favorites this month have been my white sage incense. So when I'm doing professional readings, I am burning this incense, and it's from SAC, and it's your white sage, and it smells wonderful. I've been burning the vanilla orange that one of my clients got. I love this. It's a beautiful fresh scent, and also using this for both rituals and just when I do readings as well. Coconut mango, and still my favorite incense, of course, the Bless handmade incense sticks with frankincense and myrrh. So those are my 4 favorite, mostly what I've been using incense for. Of course the chakra one too, but that had to do with chakra, so I put it in a different category. The incense that I've been burning for readings, meditations, and things like that. I've been journaling in this beautiful journal that a client got me, and I've been journaling my readings, my weekly readings and things like that on there. And the deck that I've been working for personal readings for myself is the Spellcaster's Handbook, like this deck, the Spellcaster's deck. And what I like about this deck is, for instance, let's do the Hanged Man. You have a beautiful color picture. You have the meaning of the card. You have, like, you know, the overall meaning, the divinatory meaning, and reversals. So what is it? So there's reversals here, as well as how you can use this card in your workings or magically. So this is the Spellcaster's Tarot. So I love that. So it's a great guidebook. So for that reason, I feel like this is a good deck for those that are trying to get into tarot, because it has a good guidebook, so you can learn the meanings of the cards and things like that. So I feel like anything can be a beginner's deck if it has a guidebook, if you have a guidebook to go with it, a good guidebook. And if that's the only deck you ever use, that's the only deck you ever use, right? Nothing wrong with that. This deck is diverse, so that's wonderful. The artwork is beautiful. Some of the cards I don't like, but that happens with every deck. You know, there's always those couple of cards you don't like and things like that. But overall, I love this deck. I got it as a birthday present from the wonderful Raw Spirits, and it is the deck that I've been using. So this is the deck that I'm using, and I'm going to continue to use to the end of June. And I've been doing just fabulous readings with it, and I've quite enjoyed it. This is the backs, and this is your spell caster's tarot. And it has been giving me some accurate and wonderful readings. I may use this someday for client reads and things like that. I want to work with it a little bit more. I worked with decks for a while before I ever used them professionally, because these are paid readings and I want to make sure I use tools that I connect with the most. This is your Conscious Spirit Oracle. Conscious Spirit Oracle deck. And this is the backs. And I've been doing a weekly 1-card pull, so a 3-card pull, a weekly 3-card pull with the spell caster's tarot, and a 1-card pull, okay, on a weekly basis with the Conscious Spirit Oracle. And I love it. It works very well, and it ties the reading together. And I've just been enjoying working with this deck. If you guys want a walkthrough of it, I can do a walkthrough in a future video. Please leave on the comments below, and I will be grateful, and I'll be willing to do that. So, and this is your Conscious Spirit Oracle deck, and these are the gorgeous and amazing backs of the deck. So yeah, so that is that. The little white book it comes with is really great, detailed, and I like it. It does give good information, and for me, it is worth the read. One of my other clients, besides the one that got me the 3 Florida waters and incense and candles and all these wonderful things, candy and all the stuff that I was sharing with you guys, and the purple candles and the candle holders, one of them made me a Superwoman mask, which Superwoman was my favorite, like Superwoman was my favorite okay, Superwoman was my favorite hero when I was growing up, because we didn't have female heroes growing up. You know, I'm 41 years old, so I loved watching the animated cartoon, but I also love watching the series with the lady with the beautiful blue, I think they're blue eyes. I forget the actress's name, but she had the most beautiful eyes. And Wonder Woman, it was my favorite show. And also She-Ra. When He-Man came out, they had She-Ra, and I was like excited because I used to want to have action figures and all these kinds of things. So, and she said she made it for me because I'm her Superwoman. So, I'm her Superwoman. So I love that. So yes. So she got me Supergirl. So Wonder Woman, Supergirl, She-Ra, all these characters, like, they meant a lot to a 41-year-old woman like me. So thank you for that. So Wonder Woman and Supergirl and She-Ra, you know, all that, loved it. So love seeing all that feminine power. Yes. So loving that. So just wanted to give a shout out to her as well, and a shout out to one of my clients who gave me a monetary gift this morning. Thank you, sis. I love you. So these are the decks. These are the gifts. For my professional readings, I used my Hanson Roberts. I had a dream about it, and clear quartz, and I talked about that. And I love the size of this deck, the artwork, everything about it. Yes, it has no diversity, but this deck was created in the 80s, so I don't hold it to the same standards, for instance, that I will hold a deck that's made now in the 2000s. There was still a lot of lack of representation in the 80s, so, and 90s. But now I feel like once we got into the 2000s, like, what are we doing right now? We had the whole Latin explosion during the 2000s. Come on, guys. So, yeah. So, yeah, this is your Hanson Roberts. And I completely love this deck. It is, always has been one of my top fives. And so I've been doing my readings with it professionally and things like that. And I will continue to do so. And this is the backs. This deck, I love classic decks like this that stay so traditional to the original Pamela Coleman Smith, Rider-Waite Smith deck. I am going to be creating a deck for myself for personal use, which I will be showing on my channel. If people want to purchase it, I will make it available for purchase, limited purchasing. But it's going to be a deck that is representative of people like me, and things like that. So more of a diverse deck with a traditional feel to it, and things like that. So I know what my ideal deck is, so I'm going to create it for professional readings and things like that. But if people are interested, I will make it available for mass market. But for now, it's going to be a deck for me, and I will show it to you guys. And then if you guys like it, then I will do a limited printing of it. But yes, this is your Hanson Roberts. And these are the gorgeous backs, like I said. And I love this deck. So, one more. There we go. I love it. I got a new desk. It's the perfect size. I can pull 3, 9, 12. Even have been able to pull like 15 cards out at a time, and I love it. So especially with this, is why I love this size. It's so perfect for professional readings because it doesn't take up a lot of space, and things like that, and I could just pull a bunch of cards. So I love that. But that is and has been my middle of May to middle of June updates, favorites, and things like that. So let me know what's been your favorites, guys, what you guys have been working on. I just been doing a lot of purification, protection work for clients, readings. I went to visit my family this month. It was amazing, it was fun. I've done protesting this month. I've reconnected with old friends. I've started some movements behind the scenes and just getting more politically involved. My vote was suppressed this month in the primaries, illegally. And I was able to call the voters registration and other governmental agencies and local politicians, and these people have been reprimanded, and there is an investigation going on. So I will not have my vote suppressed, and I suggest the same thing, guys. If you want to make change, marching is beautiful and wonderful. We have to vote the people we want to see in power. You have to make your voice known, whatever party you're from. Vote this November. Do not allow them to suppress your vote. It is our right as American citizens to have the right to vote. A lot of our ancestors died to pave the way for us to vote. So vote. Okay? Much love, much light, much blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, shamanic.priestess.com. Bye.